Okay, so let me continue. So now, the angels were on their way to Sodom, right? And well, you know what made it so, now that I'm thinking about it, and I gotta read it, but I'm just gonna speak on what's in my mind. Okay, so now, God was gonna destroy Sodom, right? So now, the only person that was in Sodom, I guess that God would have spared, would have been Lot. So, well, let me put it like this. I think I'm gonna put this scenario. I don't know what I haven't read the full story, like to get the full understanding. I'm going by what I've heard, okay, and a little bit from what I read. Because this story is mainly focused on Lot's wife. So, not too much on Lot and all the fact of the angels coming and all that. But, okay, so in my logical thinking, I'm thinking that God sent the angels to warn Abraham, let Abraham know that God was about to destroy Sodom. Upon that being said, they okay, upon that being said, Abraham began to negotiate with God, going from 10, I think, down to 5, or down to 2, or maybe 50 or something like that. So now, I think the last thing that God said, if I find 5 righteous or 2 righteous, I'll spare, like that, right? I really think, logically thinking, right, that Abraham was trying to save Lot and trying to get an answer from God that if one person was in there, if one person, he started, I think, from 50. We'll just use the number 50. So therefore, God knew what Abraham was really thinking about. He was thinking about his nephew, right? So therefore, I'm thinking with that being said, and God saying, well, right, if I find 5 or if I find 2, I'll spare him. So, I'll spare the city. I think that's what it was about. I don't think, sparing the city. Not sparing the person, but the city. But just like I said, don't quote me on it because I didn't actually read through the whole actual story. I'm going by my logical thinking. So now, he goes, the 2 men, right, which was the angels, went to Sodom. Upon arriving to Sodom, the sin was so strong, which was homosexuality, and I'm talking about, I'm sure was lesbian there. They was doing all types of sexual acts with whatever that was available. They was having orgies. All of this is in the Bible. And when I was reading it, I was like, wow. And they was having sex with animals and all this type of thing, and God don't like it, So now, with that being said, the angels got to the that being said, God, the angels went on to the city when they got there, as I said. And they was approached. They went to Lot's house, told Lot to come. Lot knew they was men of God. He knew it. And told Lot to come. Get his family and come on, right? Because God is going to destroy the city. So Lot went into his house, right? And began to tell his family members what was going to happen and for them to come on. They didn't want to leave, right? So Lot, I'm presuming they went sat back down, right? So now, when the men saw that they knew Lot opened up the door and let the men in, right? And they was knocking on the door. People look at you crazy when you're doing a video, right? Or should I say when you're looking at your phone? So now, we, let me know if it's my face. So, the angels came into Lot's house. The men, the gay men, heterosexual, whatever, homosexual, whatever type of thing that was going on back then, start knocking on Lot's door, telling Lot to let them in or let the men come out to them because they wanted them. They actually were saying, whew, steps. I'm catching my breath. All right. They actually was, I'm explaining it how they was thinking. Come on now. Let them men out. Come to me. Come to us. We're going to do a good job on them. If they straight, we're going to turn them. They look good. Right? So you know anybody that deals with God looks spectacular. So, excluding me. So just in case you say what happened to you, I'm here to tell you, exclude me. Okay? So now, with that, with the angels saying that, with Lot, with the men saying that to Lot at the door, bamming on the door, Lot went out to them and told them, please, men, leave these men alone. I got women. I got daughters. I will send my daughters out to you. And you can do whatever you want to do with them. I give you my permission. So that's also like I was saying earlier, yesterday, in my video, about how men can give their women away. Right? Because that's how it was back then. So Lot was giving the women his daughters away. They didn't want them. Get out. So I guess they started yelling, screaming. So the angel opened up the door and grabbed Lot and brought him back into the house. And he kept persuading them. Come on, come on. So after Lot wouldn't come out on his own, the angels grabbed Lot by their hand. Look, they already hanging in front of the door. Lord Jesus. And they grabbed them by the hand and pulled them into the house. Pulled them out the house. And upon them coming out, the angels waved their hand or something like that. And they, I thought that was a Stewart Lane, Minister Stewart. And waved their hand, and they got blind. And they was feeling around. And that's, the angels took Lot on out the house. Okay, I'm at the church. They started serving. And I'll finish this story on my way home.